Okay, here we are. So, welcome. Thursday night meditation. Made it almost to the end of the week. And so, I wanted us to spend a few minutes tonight, whether you are live or you're doing this later on and catching the recording of it. I want us just to focus, oddly enough, on tension. And I've been spending all of our times together across these last several weeks, just finding ways to help us navigate our path a little better. Finding ways to breathe more deeply, finding ways to find the good within us, finding ways to calm our mind. But there's this one overarching thing that seems to touch every single human being, and that is tension. And so tonight, we're going to focus on that as a way to realize the power that we have when it comes to the tension in our lives. So as you are seated right where you are, just start to find a comfortable pace of breath. Don't worry about any other parts of the body right now. Just be there and just breathe. Before we begin our journey and our time tonight, I want to just validate and admit that I understand that when tension is there, whether it's physical tension or mental or emotional or a combination of many kinds, it truly does inhibit our ability to find joy. It decreases our chances of thriving and living a life that has vitality. And so before we go and we focus on tension and what we can do about it, as much as I want to validate that it's there, I also want to validate the fact that we deserve to live lives filled with joy. And we deserve to live lives that thrive and experience vitality every single day. But because we live in a very real world, we have to recognize the things that get in the way. So as you're beginning to still find that calm, even rate of breath, let's slow it down just a tiny bit. So breathing in, nice and deep. Breathing out, complete. Breathing in, slow, steady. Breathing out, let it go. 2 more like that, breathing in and breathing out. And 1 more, and let it go. And as you continue just with that rhythm of breath, keep it as your own. However you are seated, what I want you to do is just turn your hands over so that your palms are up. And without opening your eyes or even looking at them, I want you just to realize the power that you hold in those hands. Right now, there's nothing there. But just think about the senses, how we touch and we take in so much with our hands. Think about how our hands feel when they touch something familiar and comforting, something known and warm and soft and nurturing. Also at the same time, how our hands give us a warning when something is not right for us to touch it or to interact with it. So before we go through this exercise, I want you just to feel the lightness of your hands when there's nothing there. And at the same time, recognize the power that they possess for you. And so we're going to do just a few physical exercises to show us the power that we have over the tension that comes. So these beautiful hands that we've recognized can do so very much for us. I want you to gently close the fingers and make a fist, and then wrap the thumb around the fingers. Once you've got a fist in each of your hands, I want you to squeeze. Almost like you can feel your fingertips just pressing into your palms. Squeeze more. Squeeze so tightly with those hands that you feel it going down into your wrist, into your forearms, maybe even your elbows a little bit. Breathe in with me. And then as you breathe out, open those hands, release them, and let them sit on your legs or on your desktop, wherever you are. And feel how quickly that sensation of tension went away. And now we're back to these beautiful hands, light, empty, with no stress there, able to take in the sensations that we need them to take in. And we did that. The tension came. And in the same way that, sadly, we allow the tension to come and settle into our lives, you allowed your hands to get tighter and tighter as I encouraged you to squeeze. But then with one exhale, you let it go. Oh, if we could remember to do that when the tension comes into our mind and our heart and our spirit. Just to take one big breath in, and with that breath out, let it go. The same way you did with your hands. We're going to experience the same thing a couple different ways. You can let your hands just rest. And from where you're seated, I want you to notice how your shoulders are just kind of drawn down. Your neck is long. Hopefully your jaw is not tight. But now what I want you to do is allow the shoulders to start to draw up toward the ears. So lift the shoulders, take them up toward your ears, almost like you're squeezing your neck. Keep drawing them up. Squeeze, squeeze right here. And I'll take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let those shoulders drop again. And just as much as we let that tension come in, as I guided you into that practice, you also had the power to let it go. Feel how quickly you can feel the air on your neck, how you can feel the muscles relaxing. And all it took was one big breath out. And then one more spot that I'd like to do this together with you. All of us have our eyes closed. So what I'd like for you to do is begin to squeeze the eyes like you're trying to block out every bit of light that is possible. Squeeze. And as you squeeze, notice how the cheeks get tighter. Notice how your temples are tighter. Keep squeezing. Notice how the forehead, it feels like your skin is just being pulled tighter and tighter. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let it go. And even here with your eyes still closed, in an instant, you've let the tension go. Now, I also recognize that those are simple physical exercises. And sometimes our tension is much more deep-rooted and a little more difficult to turn loose of. But you saw in these moments, you have the power to work to release it. That power comes through your breath, but it also comes through your intention to live a life that thrives. So I want to share an affirmation in our time together, and then we're going to sit with it, and we're going to breathe. We're going to let those words just resonate with us. So with the shoulders relaxed, the hands relaxed, the eyes gently closed, just listen to these words of this affirmation. I'll say them a few times, see if they sit with you, see if the words begin to resonate, and then we'll grow quiet together. My desire to thrive is more powerful than the tension I have. My desire to thrive is more powerful than the tension that I have. My desire to thrive is more powerful than the tension that I have. I believe that we can manifest things in our lives if we believe them strongly enough. And so before we grow quiet, I want you just to notice or recognize, where is your tension? For some of you, it's physical. It's sitting right there in your gut, or it's in your low back, or it's in your neck, or it's wherever your spot is. For some of you, the tension is gripping your heart. The worry, the anxiety, the frustration. It's almost as if it's squeezing the muscle of your heart and choking out your energy. And for some of you, the tension has settled mentally. It's inhibiting your ability to think beyond this situation that you're in right now. And for some of you, the tension is in all those places. So what I want us to do tonight is I'm going to say that affirmation one more time. And I want you to try to find a path to believing that it is true. My desire to thrive is far more powerful than the tension that I have. Now let's just sit and try to believe it. Just bring your awareness back to the space that we're sharing together. And I want to remind you one more time. Your desire to thrive is far more powerful than the tension that you hold now. Believe it. It may not happen in that one breath, but that first breath is a start. And little by little, the tension will lessen. The grip that it has on you will lessen as well. And your ability to thrive will begin to grow. Living the life that you deserve. Namaste.